So I've assimilated to a very high baseline of anxiety in terms of, look, I paid the $25 that was demanded twice, even though um, Janice told me that it wouldn't be demanded of me, even, and then it was demanded twice. But in the second time, and then this time, I don't. The letter I got was even kind of weird. It said it was rent, but I think that in that case, it's like the fee that I didn't pay last month. I don't understand, but they demanded $25 from me, and I paid it. So, receiving demands for money from my landlord is usually one of the things that starts right before. They don't have non-renewal and evictions here. They don't do that. Maybe they'll start a new policy, but I don't think they can do that. Have to have a reason. So they're trying to provoke me to be like really crazy angry, and I'm just sitting in here trying to stay calm, trying to have basically a nice day. I have gotten really, really used to this, and it's gotten to the point, and see, when they see that, then I'm gonna get raped. They're gonna rape me to get my baseline anxiety up a lot higher, something like that. And, say something about an attitude adjustment. Are they talking about an attitude adjustment? That I just need an attitude adjustment because that's physical assault, home break-ins, rape, something like that is what they're going to talk about. Stump breaking is basically what they're talking about. And, they literally use the word uppity. So, I don't know what's good. I assumed when Janice came over the other day that Nathan, what's his name, the new administrator came over and told her to accuse me of threatening the maintenance man, but that she had to stand with what he told her to do, and that at that point, I think if Janice has another job offer, she might want to take it, because I don't know. But anyway, Janice told me that she could waive that, but I don't know if she can. But then there's the thought that, did she tell me that because she's on the side of, I keep giving this woman all this credit of the, benefit of the doubt, but then there's definitely had the thoughts all weekend, thinking all weekend until at least this morning, that, Janice told me that to set me up. And that's what I wrote up. So I don't know what's true or what's not true. All I know is she told me I didn't have to pay it, and then I got these like really extreme demands to go ahead and do it. And how did I call from the hospital? There's 2 phone lines in the wall in the day room, and we are allowed to call out by dialing 9 unless there's a group going on. Certain times of day the phones are on and we can make phone calls, but we don't have access to our personal phones. We don't have access to internet. And see, I would have had to have access to internet in order to pay my rent on time, and I didn't have it. So I had access to a telephone, but it was a landline, and I did not have access to internet, which I would have required to have paid my rent on time, and they don't give us that. Now, I asked them if there was some way to have access to that for the sake of paying rent or whatever, but one time I paid my rent on time in my previous landlord because I had already written out my check and I had it stamped in an envelope in my purse, and they were able to mail that. But as I hadn't gotten around to putting it in the mail yet, and I was waiting for the right day, but I already filled it out because I tend to do things like that. So I went ahead and paid it. I don't know if it counts as a donation or what. And people are talking about what they got to do to get rid of me and stuff, and how important it is to kick me out of here, how they just don't like me. And they make me start crying and whining and yelling and everything like that with some really, really crazy, deep stuff. And then say, oh, my ears hurt so bad. Oh my God, my ears hurt so bad. And it's usually not really that loud. I just perceive it as loud.